Welcome into the PHNX Rising Podcast. Appreciate y'all joining us on this nice Thursday, fresh off a win on Dollar Beer Night. We're feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm Max, and I'm joined by the Tomato Man himself, Mr. Owain Evans. How we doing, Owain?
This lighting makes me look worse than I actually look.
Yeah, that's what they all say, Tomato Man.
It really does.
Oh,
yeah,
got some sun.
Catch some sun.
Some of us actually go out and attend local sporting events here that involve the sport.
Well,
you know,
we're feeling under the hood. Ooh, he's kind of, oh no, didn't get a farmer's tan going,
right.
did we?
Get rid of him now. So, Max, are you buying some beers?
Oh, I've already bought. Actually, funny enough.
Wait, have you bought beers?
No, so here's the thing. I just checked my Venmo before this show started because I'm thinking, okay, we posted in the first half still. It was retweeted during halftime. It was said on our postgame show. I have gotten one person who sent me money.
I will emphasize.
One person who Venmo me. It was one request from Jake Anderson.
I will emphasize here that the phrasing is Max is buying beers, not Max is reimbursing beers. So I don't know if on the technicalities that counts.
But like, I'm still offering it, and it's the.
But I don't know if that counts on the technicalities. That's the key thing.
Well, I don't know what you expect. Do you want me to like give out my credit card to like 30 different people use it? That's just not
buy
logistical.
Them at halftime. You can buy them at halftime.
It's kind of tough. Ooh, that's a fair point by Rizal. You need to factor in tips. I mean,
yeah, Max, you ask me. Max owes people beers.
You look like a radish. You're getting freaking
I know.
flamed by your own family. I love it. Heck yeah. We love it.
It's all right. We'll get Sam in the chat later, I'm sure.
No, Sam ain't watching. Sam, you're watching. Say something. You won't. Anyway, that's right.
He's changing the lights even more.
He's got the cooling lamp. Oh boy. This show already off. Breaking news. Welsh man finally sees the sun. Oh gosh.
Jacob, what are you doing to the lights?
This is already off the rails, which is pretty par for this show. All right, let's try to. The fact that I'm going to be the voice of reason is not good here. This is a very bad sign.
When have you ever been the voice of reason?
That's the point.
Why am I purple?
We're purple.
Why has he made the light purple?
Oh boy.
Do you see what I mean, right? He's making me look worse.
No, this is
right now.
The colors are actually now perfectly normal. You are still a radish. But yes, what a win last night for PHNX Rising. I think it's something that we were all kind of talking about, right? You look on paper on who they were playing, and we said it last night. You figure if you get a draw, you'd be happy. If you get a loss, you're not going to like it, but like, okay, it's understandable given the team. And we not only win, have a pretty, from halftime to the 75th minute or so, 80th, somewhere in there when Sac starts to threaten a bit further, look like the more dominant team. And we're playing a lot of guys who aren't usually starting. Feeling pretty good.
Yeah. Look, there were a lot of Jesus Christ. See, this idiot, right, starts just laughing now and throws me off. Cease.
This man's giving me stick because every other fifth word out of his mouth is either buy or beers. So, and he's telling me to stop. Anyway, go on. I'm sorry to throw off your mojo, Mr. Radish.
I will say this. I don't know. I don't think Rising were on top for a lot of that game. Honestly, I do not.
Oh, not during most of the game. I'm talking about from halftime to 80th minute or so. Yeah, they were dominating.
That's That's a lot of game time. I don't know if I'd say that.
I think the first half was a absolute wash on both teams. That was a tough first half for anyone watching. Oh, yeah.
It was bad.
Oh, yeah. Neither team was dominant in the first half.
The first half was atrocious. No one was good in the first half.
Yeah. First half, I thought
no one looked good.
The way
both teams are doing all right at nullifying each other and trying to feel out the game and all of that. I wouldn't go so far as to say Rising would. I thought they had their moments to me. Yeah. More than anything.
But that's all you need. I get that. That's great. But how often have we seen them where they need moments and they don't happen? Because most of the time, here's what a lot of these Rising matches have happened when maybe it's either not as good of a performance or not as good of a result. Is often they will quote unquote dominate, whether it is through possession, whether it is through, hey, we're progressing the ball forward and putting in, lumping in 20, 30 crosses a match, or they're just afraid to play the final ball. They kind of just hang around the third there. They actually took their moments when it counted, and that's all the difference.
I agree, but I also agree with John here in specific.
Rising may have been
on top, but the game was bad.
Oh, sure.
Okay?
100%.
It wasn't. That's why I feel awkward using words like dominant or things like that. I don't think they were better. They were better. They were better. Sure. Yeah, no, they were. They were. But it's the difference between dominant.
Nice, Reese. Good stuff. Stat like you, Reese, with the burn. This man's thrown off. I like this. It's nice. There we go. But Rising was not thrown off. There's a transition for you. Boom. Rising was not thrown off in this match because, I think the thing that we always saw, especially against a team like Sacramento, is if you can avoid the early goal, you stand a much better chance. And again, that's kind of soccer 101, but it's really pertinent for Rising, especially when they're at home, especially when they're playing against some of these top teams. They didn't hit the knockout punch early. And so they allows them to grow into the game. And I think we have seen Rising throughout the season has been a bit more of a second half team.
Yeah, no, they have been. Yeah. And we've had games where that's not really worked out. RGV is a perfect example of that. Second half, they had a man advantage and did nothing in that game. I think you're right. Broadly speaking, Rising, though, do wake up a little bit more in the second half. Particularly early in the second half, we tend to see a little bit more. Look, still, I think we need to look a bit bigger picture here. That Wednesday game was, quite frankly, an awful game, but a great result. It was an awful game for everyone, and that's a good thing, right? You're playing a good team. You want to make it an awful game.
Muck it up.
Okay? You want it to be ugly. Okay? It wasn't a great game when Rising played San Antonio. They were unlucky to lose that one, though. When you're playing good teams, sometimes you have to make it a bit ugly. That's how some teams like your Orange Counties actually end up getting to where they are, quite frankly, in the league at this particular moment in time. But when you look then beyond that, I mean, look, I think things are starting to pick up. You look at those last few weeks, and again, I said this, go back to the Monterey Bay game. So you got Monterey Bay, San Antonio, El Paso. RGV is an exception. And then you've got Vegas, and you've got this game now that we saw yesterday against Sacramento.
Good matches. Except for that.
How many of those have been poor Rising performances?
Other than RGV.
RGV?
Yeah, that's it.
San Antonio, they throw away a lead, but
still a better team.
They played all right.
Oh, yeah.
They played all right. Look, I personally am looking at this and thinking, okay, there's serious improvement. It's the kind of form you want to see them on as they're heading towards the playoffs. That's what you want to see. You want to see a team that is capable, that is coming out and capturing kind of just, again, it's those moments. That's the key thing, right? Rising don't have to perform for 90 minutes. People will look at it and say, well, you want to do it. This isn't the league of 4 years ago. We need to be realistic with what we are expecting, with what we are demanding of this team. And we need to be realistic about where they are in the league and how them succeeding looks at the moment. And to me, that is knowing that you're coming up against teams, many of whom are playing in a low block, willing to sit back, not press high, creates a lot of difficulty then in terms of just building out. Building up and creating chances. You've got that time to pass it round at the back. But what are you doing? How are you advancing it further up then when there's not really a whole lot of space up the pitch to do very much other than get it into non-threatening areas? And I think that from Phoenix Rising's perspective, the fact that they've been able to catch those handful of opportunities that they're able to produce, the fact that you've got a guy like Danny Trejo, who, again, if you can find a way to get him one-on-one, he's going to bury it.
Darn right he is.
Even if it takes a pretty poor performance by the goalkeeper, as we saw.
That was
his goal yesterday.
Oh,
it's one of those ones you don't really catch as much in real time. You watch it back later and go, how did he not save that?
Yeah.
But anyway, regardless, I think from Phoenix Rising, things are going in the right direction right now. I know that we had Bandidos Bluebird in the chat before saying Saturday is the start of the unbeaten run towards the playoffs. Well, that's not true. No, Jacob, don't look back. This was in a previous show.
No, I think he's talking about you buying sunscreen. Needing sunscreen.
This was in a previous show. And at that point, you look at it, you look at how they are trying to go forward. I mean, it can't be now the start of the unbeaten run because they've got 2 games prior to that. But overall, from Phoenix Rising's perspective, I think that they are, again, on the right track. We're seeing the right improvements being made against tough opposition, be it through the skill or just the tactic and the negativity that some of these teams are willing to bring to the games. And to me, that's a sign of a right direction. If Rising can consistently find ways to create, even if it's just a small number of chances in some of these games, what they're going to do is they're gonna win more than they lose in this run-in.
Yeah. And
I think they're going to set themselves up for a potential little run in the playoffs. No idea, but they might well do.
Yeah,
it's what you need.
Yeah, it's what we've said, really early on in the season as this team is there's an abundance of roster turnover. It's a lot of things that are still needing to come in place. And we said this really for me, I understand it was that opening match against Charleston Battery, but really it was to me the loss 3-0 away against San Diego, where you saw that even in a bad result, this team is a few simple mistakes away from they have something. They just need to hone in on it, and they need to really build a chemistry and consistently get reps with the right players in place. Since then, throughout the season, they've added, Panos Armanakas, they add Darius Vermella, they add John Stenberg. They've added in a lot of guys who help build into this DNA. And you now see you're at the point of the season where Rising is very much who they are. They're not a team who I think at this point in the season is going to reinvent themselves. What you see is what you get. We've heard Juan say what even before after the Vegas match, right, was teams are finding ways of hey, it's there's different ways of playing, but teams are catching up to what the system is. And I think a lot of the times we were saying throughout the season, okay, as long as the performance is good, the results will come. At this point, I'm not saying you don't want to have a good performance and you want to stray away from your identity. That's not what I'm saying at all. But even if you have these matches like a Sac or even a Vegas where you're kind of mucking it up until you have some kind of wonder goals out of nowhere, you don't want to live and die by those. But you're at the point of the season where you kind of need results, and really however you're going to get them, you're going to take them because
it's a results game.
It's a results game. Because not only is this for seeding in the playoffs, but then once you get to playoffs, we're talking about single elimination. All you need is a good result. That's all it takes.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, and this is the thing. I mean, John makes the point there. You defend solidly. You have a scorer. You can make a run. We've seen that with Orange County. We saw Ronaldo Damas being that player in the run that sees him go on and win the USL Championship in 2021. They win that game in Tampa. I always wonder, right, looking back to that game, how it would have been different if Tampa Bay had managed to put their penalty away actually in the first half. We'll never know. But look, I think you look at some of these guys. I mean, you say Trejo and Arteaga there. I also think there are others as well. Panos is perfectly capable of being that guy. Rising has a number of those players who can do that, who can be that guy. The key thing is that you need at least one of them to step up in each game. We've seen that in some recent games. We genuinely have.
Yeah, you're absolutely not wrong. A couple stats that really highlight from last night's match kind of stand out to me a bit, right? You kind of look at these teams. Passing accuracy, a little bit more in Rising's favor, but right, duels pretty even, tackles pretty even, everything like that. Final third entries, all pretty even. To me, something that I've seen Rising try to do a bit more last night that maybe wasn't always coming off in let's say a match against Las Vegas Lights is they tried a little bit more dribbles, right? 22 total dribbles for Rising, eight of them successful compared to for Sac, only 12 total dribbles, 4 of them successful. It's something where you have the talent on the team, whether it is a Danny Trejo, whether it is a Panos who is able to bring it forward. Even when he's on his day, a Fede Varela can bring it forward, and you see him get stuck in, play some nice balls in. I like to see that variance of attack where, yes, we know that Rising every now and then could put a long ball out from the back, but you like to see that these midfielders, these dynamic midfielders who they can beat a lot of people on the ball, like having them get forward.
You do. But I mean, again, it's... Look, at risk of making this sound a lot more one-dimensional than it is, I think it is a lot of it is just down to Rising are defending, broadly speaking, quite well. You get guys like Fede Varela who... And they actually intercepted well in some of those moments.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we saw that on the second goal. It's a great interception from Fede Varela.
Yeah.
And again, it is catching them in good spots. I mean, you look at the 2 goals. They're not things that were necessarily a whole lot of build-up play with. They're actually pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. I agreed.
You look at Rising's goals in the last game against Las Vegas. How were they really being created?
Right. Some of them out of seemingly nowhere.
Yeah, you just run at them. Yeah.
Sac must have won in the
I risk of making this sound incredibly simple. Sometimes when you run at the defense, you get places.
It's not. You're not wrong there. No, you're not wrong. It's sometimes you just need to be kind of in the right place at the right time with a lot of these goals, with a lot of how this game unfolded. You can be in the right place at the right time with our friends at Circle K, baby. We love Circle K. Thank you.
He's doing these again.
Let's go. Friends at Circle K, guys, it is Circle K Day. Like, it's Circle K Day. You know, they've had some amazing deals all freaking day. And here's the thing. We've been having a partnership with them right now for the last 6 months. Today is the last day to do this. Take advantage of this promo code. Text PHNX to 31310 to get buy one, get one free Polar Pops. Again, this is the last day. You must do this today, and you must go in store today to get buy one, get one free Polar Pops. Text PHNX to 31310, baby. Get some Polar Pops in you. It is hot. Save it for tomorrow. I loaded up with 2 this morning. Absolutely fantastic. And of course, as Mr. Reese says, you got 2 free Polar Pops today because he joined the Inner Circle. Inner Circle is Circle K's new app. So you download the Circle K app for free. Join the Inner Circle program. First 5 fill-ups, going to get 25 cents off a gallon. And you're going to get 5 free Polar Pops. Every 6 snack is free throughout your entire time within Inner Circle. It's all free. It's fantastic. Shout out to our friends at Circle K. Again, do it today. Also signing you out to today. Last day to do it. Our friends at OG's Brands. Last day to do it. I'm going to help you guys save 25% off a delicious bag of OGs. Go to theflowershopsusa.com. Add a bag of their 100 milligram OGs edibles, whether it's, their sativas, their indicas, fruits, creams, whatever. Doesn't matter. Must be 100 milligrams. Add it to your cart. Use code PHNX at checkout. You save 25% off when you buy, and then just go pick it up at the Flower Shop dispensary. There's multiple throughout town. Again, very simple. flowershopUSA.com. Add that bag of OGs to your cart. Promo code PHNX. Go buy it. Go pick it up. It's that easy. It's delicious. You flying high. I saw Saley.
Discount Jake managed to get the most out of that one.
Yes, he did. Discount Jake got it. I saw Saley in the very first comment in the chat. If we scroll all the way up, producer Jacob, I am seated and OG'd out. We absolutely love to see it. Go be like her. Go be like Jake. Check some OGs out. Well, bam, you must be 20 years or older to enjoy responsibly.
Chat's not lively tonight.
Yeah, chat, pick it up. Also, like this video.
Chat.
This video.
When we recorded their pregame show for Saturday, I yelled at them and I told them to wake up.
Jake, I don't know what you're talking about because that is clearly live. We didn't record anything.
Totally live.
Darn it.
Yeah, very live.
Jacob, darn it.
That's why I'm always here and then magically in the away game location.
Tell them, stop.
Yeah, magically.
Stop it. And we're wearing...
Liven up, chat. What are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing? Guys, it's a dad with a baby yelling at you guys. What are you doing? That's not good. That's not good. Got Grandpa over here behind the Mac, respectfully, because he's wise. That's why I call him that. Hey, no. You know what's going to liven up the chat? How about 9 points in a week? How does that sound?
Well, 8 days. It is 8 days, Max.
What do you mean, Saturday?
Saturday.
No.
Is
Saturday,
8 days.
Sunday, Monday,
there are
Tuesday,
7
Wednesday, Thursday,
days in a week, Max. If it's Saturday to Saturday, that's 8 days.
I mean, it's relative
days.
to a
7
week.
nights, 8 days.
Buddy, 8 days a week like the Beatles say like that. No?
This man is losing it.
8 days a week. 8 days a week.
You could stop him anytime, Owen.
8 days
Can
a week.
we just mute his mic?
It's not
Can you just-
enough
like,
to
It'll
show
still
I
come through your
care.
mic.
Yeah, I
Love
know,
you
but at
every
least it'll be
day,
quieter
girl.
for them.
Always on my
Harry's
mind.
here for free beer for the diehards.
One thing I can say, girl, rise and get. It's good alliteration there. Anyway, wow, this already off the rocker. Appreciate you, Harry, joining. How does Rising get 9 points in 8 days, which some constitute a week? But yes, how's that?
Somehow, some way, I did mute you.
What's that?
Wait, did you mute him?
Yeah, toward the end of that statement. Yeah, when I tried to play Max is Buying Beers, it went to the scene, but it muted you guys, but
Oh.
it didn't actually play.
Oh, nice.
So he was muted
nice.
for the end of that. If you guys want to,
Oh,
But they still got my
brilliant.
singing. They like that.
Beautiful.
It's karaoke now.
The
for
whole
PHNX
chat
Rising.
Yeah,
I
Max,
think I
what's
did
your
it on
karaoke
purpose.
song? Max, what's your karaoke song? We got to get you out doing karaoke.
Buddy, you don't even do karaoke. You say all these things. You never
This
do
is a
it.
serious podcast. Thank you. But no, let's talk about what Phoenix Rising have to do. And I think one of the key things, we should talk about this. RGV now have lost one of their main players, one of the guys who was there last time we saw Phoenix Rising take on RGV, and it is Wilmer Cabrera Jr. That's right, the coach's boy has left
You gone.
RGV.
He gone.
Recalled from his loan, shipped off to Europe. And he is no longer an option for them. At the time, when we were preparing for the last game, he was their top goal scorer. At that time, he was their top goal scorer. Now, of course, he's not because he's not there. But let's have a listen to what Juan Guerra had to say about RGV being without Wilmer Jr.
I think it's huge. It's big, not just when they attack, but also when they were defending. This was a kid that it's not like he was dropping back all the way to really help in a low block or a mid block. He was applying high pressure, but then when the pressure was beat, Wilmer kept saying to him to stay floating in gaps, half spaces a bit higher up the field in order to create a quick transition moment to go forward. Similar to what he was doing with Felberg last year, he was doing it now with his son. So it's an important loss for them, but let's also not forget that it's not like we have to be able to transform too. We've moved on players, and then this is how it is at this level when players gotta move up and they have to go somewhere else. Is who's gonna step up, and I am sure that Wilmer and RGV have other guys that are ready to step up and do a similar job or even a better job, because it's the last part of the year and they've been waiting for an opportunity. And when those guys come in hungry, it's also very, very important for them and difficult for the teams that have to face them.
Yeah, I mean, it's something where this team has to be able to adjust to whoever is, there or not. I get that, their leading scorer, he gone. But they've faced tough opposition, and it might unbalance a team like that. But this is something where if you're Rising, kind of licking your chops, thinking, okay, one of their bigger threats, he gone.
Yeah. I mean, it changes things up a little bit. I think it still gets you in a position whereby, from Rising's perspective, look, you want that early goal. You want to do that in one of these games, which we haven't seen them do, honestly, in a lot of these games lately. You want to find ways to get in early. You manage to do that. You're going to force RGV to try and actually come at you. And again, that's kind of to the point. I mean, we've heard it from Juan all this time, right? He said, you look at some of these teams, you always think, when do they ever sit back this deep?
Yeah.
When do they ever absorb this much and just ignore any form of pressing? And the simple answer is that they're doing it now because of a variety of things. A, players tire as the season goes on. I mean, that's specifically relevant now as you look at a game like this. You're looking at a game where RGV played in midweek as well. And I think from Phoenix Rising's perspective, look, we've said this quite a bit. when you're playing those kind of games, you want RGV to lose that game, and yeah, they draw. But at the end of the day, the key thing is you want them in that game as long as possible. What you don't want is a scenario where San Antonio go 2-0 up and RGV just say, forget about it. We're going to focus on Saturday. That's not what we've seen. That's not what's been going on there. Look, I think overall, what you're looking at here is an RGV team that is going to be without one of their main options from the past, but still have damage they can do. We saw that when Rising went there. It wasn't Wilmer Cabrera Jr. who scored against Phoenix Rising.
Yeah.
Was it?
No. That's a fair point.
They do still have Tyler Derrick.
I was going to say that is a question. I knew, right? It's definitely something where, I think he has been seen prone at times to get a bit rattled.
Tyler Derrick.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't say rattled so much as Rising fans got to him the last time he played.
That is, I think, the definition of rattled.
Yeah, but I'm trying to be a bit more. It wasn't necessarily evident in his actions. They just got to him a bit.
Got it. Warm down. Yeah.
So I don't know. They got to him. Not easy to be Tyler Derrick standing in front of the South End. I wonder if we'll see him play or not in this upcoming game. But I don't know. We'll see, won't we?
We will see. I'm curious, right? Who from Phoenix Rising, right? Because they sat a lot of guys, understandably, on last night's match, thinking, okay, a little bit of a rest. You'd have to think guys like Panos, guys like Carlos Harvey, gonna play, whether it's starting or have a very prominent role on Saturday. Who do you expect? I'm not even going to say at naming starters. Who do you look to have a good role against this low block RGV team?
We didn't get the chance to see, and Jake really went out with this. We didn't get a chance to see Arteaga, Panos, Trejo the last time these two teams faced.
Yeah.
I'll be intrigued. We'll see, won't we? But I'd be intrigued to see Panos kind of given the opportunity to do a little bit more in there. I mean, he's coming off of a Team of the Week performance last week. Then he obviously played very little in the game against Sacramento. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. And I was going to say as well, Daniel Crutzen with a nice little cameo as well.
Yeah, back from injury. Not sure how much we'll see of him. You never know.
Sure.
You got to be careful when you're coming back from injury. You don't want to overuse guys.
Certainly not.
Especially not at this stage of the season where, again, you're looking with one eye towards maybe getting into the playoffs. If they manage to do so. You want to have as many guys healthy as you can at that point. So don't overuse them now. You got to still think for long term.
There is one thing, and I'm curious, right? Because we didn't see him start against Vegas, but he had a assist. Very nice performance when he came on. You did see him start last night. Also had an assist. Very good performance. Gabby Torres starting.
Yeah.
You got to go with the hot hand, I think.
Yeah. I'll be intrigued to see that one, see what he can do.
Working back from injury, and look at him now. He's been doing great since he came back.
He has
a goal, a goal, a couple assists. Yeah. Looking great.
Yeah.
Looking great.
He's looking good. But, again, we've seen Gabby do that in the past. Just look at when he signed for Rising. Look at that first few games since he joined the team and how many goals he scored.
That Gabby and Trejo connection. Couple of them, a couple times.
No, I'm thinking, that's pre-Danny Trejo I'm talking. Go on, last season.
Oh, I thought you meant the start of this season.
No, I'm talking when Gabby first got here.
Yes. No, that's fair. It's fair. We did, if my memory serves me correctly, I think we picked him as our player to watch at the end of last season for last season rewards into this one. So
Indeed.
And there we go. That's pretty cool. I know we do, by the way, unless there's anything else you'd like to cover, we do need a score prediction.
Yeah.
I need it from the chat as well, please.
3-1 Phoenix.
Okay. Please name the goal scorers.
I was going to say goal scorers.
No, please name the goal scorers.
No.
Do we demand it?
No.
You won't?
No.
You won't?
No, you buy beers if you don't give goal scorers.
Yeah. It's in there.
No, that's not a rule.
This guy stinks. Chat, give me your prediction as well. If you guys fancy a goal scorers as well, name them. Be cooler than Owain. Ain't hard to do. Let's see. Anyone in the chat? Okay, Jack actually is fair point. Jet with per one. He's always had a high goals per assist per 90. Absolutely. John, RGV tends to play more defensive on their own left side, screaming for a Varela Torres game. Don't hate it. Reese, 2-1. Trejo goal. I'm sorry. Unless my eyes deceive me, it's not like you, Reese. Is that Rocco Rio's Novo goal? Yeah. He says yes. He confirmed from a goal kick. Yeah. Wind will take it. Don't know if you're a meteorologist. I don't expect much wind, but I really hope you're right.
It is possible, by the way, to score directly from a goal kick in law.
Thanks, Refner.
It is actually possible.
Thanks, Refner. Devin all agreeing with Reese, 2-1 Phoenix.
Apart from an own goal, you can't score an own goal.
Thanks.
That will be a corner.
Thanks, textbook. Banditos Bluebird, 3-1 Phoenix Rising. Mavens Keep likes the Rocco prediction. And Banditos Bluebird, let's see, Trejo, Panos, Harvey. I very much like that. I'm going to go 2-0 Phoenix Rising. And, here's one. Arteaga with a brace overtakes Danny Trejo for the team lead in goal scoring. Saying Lee, 2-0. I like that. She agreed with me. Very smart. Reese, no,
that was a free kick. That was a free kick. Actually, not a goal kick. If we're going to be precise here, you can't score from any set piece and own goal.
That's
including from a corner. Did you know that? If a corner, it's written in just in case that ever were to happen, which I don't know when it would ever happen, but you can't score an own goal directly from a corner. It would result in a corner down the other end.
Huh. The more you know.
The more you know.
The more you know. I think we discussed a rule like that when we were at Four Peaks drinking beers. Friends at Four Peaks, right? Shout out Four Peaks. Always a good time.
Where did that come from?
All the delicious beers. You know,
Max, there's good beer. You don't have to make up these weird transitions. Just focus on the beer.
We were happy. We have literally talked multiple rules.
He's just got it restocked with WoW. He's just got it restocked with WoW.
I was going to say
Finally. I've been bullying you to get that filled up with WoW for how long now?
Okay, first off, you can just nicely ask. Second of all, I clearly didn't do it because of you. I did it for the people. The good of the people. The good of the people.
The people.
The good of the people. Yes. Shout out Four Peaks. Shout out my man Troy as well. Restocked us with some delicious WoW. What a homie.
Go carry on. I'll answer his question.
Of course. Yes.
Focus on the beer.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out Four Peaks. Delicious WoWs. Always have the great stuff. You guys can check them out at their 8th Street pub. Always have fun events going on. All kinds of that. It's spooky season, by the way, as well. They have Oktoberfest around the corner. Haunted brewery tours. We did that when we started working with Four Peaks. What was that now? Back in middle of last year, we literally did a haunted brewery tour. I wasn't able to make it. I was literally out of the state, but the people who went, freaking fun time. Literally actually scary. Go to Four Peaks. Jacob, you got a little?
Yeah, it was pretty scary. I think I jumped.
Yeah,
tall man jumping, that's something. Yeah.
One of the tanks started making noise, just like normal brewery operations, and Saul just kind of, at that point, he was like, no, I'm out. And it's just this is just normal brewery.
If you want to get scared and drink good beer, check out Four Peaks.
We'll say it did have good timing.
It
did have.
He was in the middle of his story, and he paused, and then the steam went off in one of the. It was pretty freaky.
Absolutely. Shout out Four Peaks. Check them out on Instagram at Four Peaks Brew and at Four Peaks Pub to keep up with the latest and greatest from Arizona's hometown brewery. Must be 21 years or older to enjoy responsibly. Also, you could get Four Peaks as well if you guys are on the east side. If maybe you're checking out one of our Rising events down the road, is Valley Tap Room. Valley Tap Room, good time. My man Donald, man of the people. And I have bought beers there before, many times. People in the chat, that I bought any beers. Come forward. And even if you're not...
It's Owen's turn.
Yeah, it is Owen's turn to buy beers. It is Owen's turn. Owen is cheapskate. Literally going to hold on on buying beer. $1 beers.
Cheapskate.
Here we go. Let's get him off the soapbox. He's looking at me. He's glaring at me. He's bright. His eyes are glowing brighter than his skin is red. But yes, shout out Valley Tap Room. All the good stuff. My man Donald's amazing. Check them out on Instagram at Valley Tap Room. Rumor has it they're going to have a fun announcement coming up. We will be there. And let's just say this. It's going to be a good time. You're not going to want to miss it. Check out Valley Tap Room on Instagram to keep up with them and check them out in person off the 202 and Gilbert.
Yeah. So to that question in there from Jet, what about a throw-in? Just to give you the principle here is if the ball crosses the goal line but a goal is not scored, which is for many types of set piece, such as throw-ins, then it is awarded as though it was a goal kick or corner kick accordingly. Okay. Simple. So you can't score an own goal off a throw-in. You can't score a goal off a throw-in. There you go.
It'd be something to score a goal off a throw-in. Even more amazing if you score an own goal off a throw-in.
Yeah, if you went to throw it to your goalkeeper back and he just kind of whiffed it. Yeah. I mean, if he touches the ball, if he catches any part of that ball, that's perfectly fine. Own goal. But if he doesn't, then it's a corner.
The more you know.
Indeed,
I love
indeed.
that. How about around the USL? I know we kind of went through there was only 2 other games last night.
One more Phoenix bit of news before we...
Please.
We
yes.
should do. We should,
Yes,
of course, talk. I know we spoke about it last night, but of course, Darnell King getting his
of course. How could we
100th
forget?
Phoenix Rising appearance. Let's listen to Juan Guerra talking about Darnell.
Massive. Darnell is someone that I play with. We were teammates. We became very, very close friends. Then I had the honor and the pleasure of be the assistant coach here and get very, very close to him after we were already close. Then I left and came back and now being the head coach and him being my primary right hand in that locker room and that massive bridge between the locker room and the coaching staff, it's unbelievable. I'm very, very glad that we were able to honor him tonight because he deserves it. He's proven and shown that, listen, I'm not going to give gifts to anyone in this squad. And if a living proof of that is Darnell King. We started the year and he was not making the 18 and he didn't travel with us a couple of times. And at home, he sat in the stands and watched game from the stands. Look how influential and how important he has been for us on the field.
Yeah, so Darnell, I mean, again, we spoke about this yesterday. Again, just another of those players that you really, if you think of Phoenix Rising, especially over this recent last few years, going back to 2020, Darnell King is one of those players. And again, you don't get many of those players who stick around for multiple years in the way that he has. He's really settled down here. And he's been wearing the armband now for a year and a half plus. Look, he's been through a lot this year, not being in the 18 all year, but more recently has found himself really playing some of his best football we've seen in a Phoenix Rising shirt. And so, yeah, great achievement for him to make it to 100 games with this club, and just nice to celebrate that with a win.
100%. I mean, right, we kind of were talking earlier that it's just so cool to see like the scenes after the match where they're all huddled together, throwing him up in the air, throwing Jose Andres Hernandez up in the air for his 150th USL appearance. It's just cool to see even Darnell's family all out there. His little kid just like in the oversized jersey. It's just cute, just kind of waddling around. Love to see it. You know, he really is a guy who very much...
Wait, was that his kid waddling around?
What'd I say?
His kid's like not that old, mate.
Well, that's what yeah.
Is his kid walking at this point?
Yes, he was standing up.
Really?
Yes. That was the
tiny.
photo.
How old is this kid?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not a...
Because I mean, usually about it.
Okay.
I mean, some kids walk at 10 months. Some kid walk at a year. I mean, it's not.
I don't know if he... Okay, let me rephrase. Maybe not walking, but definitely standing up. I will stand by that, what I saw on the old Twitter. The old X, as some might say.
You saw it on Twitter.
I did see it on Twitter.
Okay.
See it on... I seen it on Twitter. No, not that one. Yes. Yes. Wait. Haha. What do we have here? That is standing.
Yeah, you're standing. Just about.
That is, for those of you who
saying
can see
waddling around and stuff.
Okay. It's on there. That's standing. For those of you who can see, that is standing right there.
It does look like he is just about.
Thank you. I'm justified in what I say. But yes, wow, we got off topic. Getting back to Darnell King, in absolute just very great performer, not only on the pitch.
During the pick. There we go. Thank you, Devin.
Yes. No, not only a great performer on the pitch, but like just a guy who represents the community well. I think, right, we've said, even throughout last season, you know, some of us gave him even a little bit of shtick, that I think he gets a lot of flack for this team. You've consistently said this, but he has been absolutely consistent throughout the season. I think the formation and really just the tactics and everything really allow him a bit of cover. But even still, he puts back in a shift, he gets back defensively, and he really has been a guy who's like, especially in the last handful of months where Kev is either, you know, out on the Gold Cup or he's injured or he's not with the team anymore or anything like that, he has really stepped up, played a great position, and he rocking and rolling.
Yes, he has. Look, let's talk now then. I mean, there's not much to talk about with around the USL in terms of looking backwards, because we spoke about these yesterday, right? And it was 2 draws. Yeah, 2 draws.
We're rising the table.
We are rising in the table. They are 6th, just like they were yesterday when we spoke about this.
In case people didn't see it.
Funny, things haven't changed since yesterday when no one's played a game since yesterday, Max. Funny that.
Maybe for people...
You know that, Jacob? The league table doesn't move when people don't play games. Funny. Let's look ahead, though. Let's look ahead, right? It's funny that, yeah. If we move ahead now and look to the games coming up on the weekend, we've got a slate of games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday. So there's a lot going on. You've got New Mexico United. They are chasing Phoenix Rising in some ways, but still a good few points back there. They are hosting Charleston Battery. That's not an easy game. Not an easy
Rooting for
game
Battery in that one.
at all. Monterey Bay also one of those sides that are on the outside looking in. 7 points back now on Phoenix Rising. They travel away to El Paso Locomotive. That one's an interesting one because El Paso also 3 points behind Phoenix Rising. You kind of look at that game and say that no matter who it is, someone behind Rising is losing out.
Absolutely.
At least.
Yeah.
Someone is losing out. And then some of the other games that involve teams that are a little bit back. Las Vegas Lights, Orange County. Vegas still ain't getting anywhere.
But they're not mathematically eliminated.
They are not mathematically eliminated. You're not wrong. Colorado Springs, they're playing Loose City at home. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing is, like, we're looking in the table, and even if they're not right behind them or on the outside on like 9th, RGV, we kind of talked about this again earlier, is like realistically, probably on the teams that are on the outside, Rising's biggest threat, not just in terms of like, their own home field advantage per se, and even just their form to a degree. Again, it's a very big caveat, but also the fact that they directly play Rising in this next match. That's massive, very massive. Yeah. You're not going to say, hey, Rising drop points and that's, going to shake up the table, but you really don't want to give points to someone who they could sneak in.
Yeah. And if you look up the table a little better, of course, San Diego, just ahead of Phoenix Rising, they will host Birmingham Legion on Sunday afternoon.
I mean, hey, it's a thought. It's a point where Rising are now 3 points back from being clear at fourth place, place. That's it's something where didn't always see that possibly happening at this point in the season. Yet it's within earshot, within eye shot.
Yeah.
I mean, if it is within, eye shot, being able to view it, being able to see it, might be a little bright at the top. Got to put on some shady rays. Shady rays when you're looking up at the top of the table could be bright. Put on some shady rays.
That one got a sigh from producer Jacob.
Jacob's also been yawning the entire time. He's just tired.
That was cringy.
You are so welcome. It was gold. Check out our friends at Shady Rays. It is premium polarized sunglasses built
you managed to use that their warranty to get those fixed, Max?
Yes, actually, it's a very
new ones in.
Yeah, it's actually I need to bring them in. I do have new ones.
He does have new ones.
It's a very easy process, very quick with shipping, everything like that. Especially, listen, these things are built to last, but You get a bear hug from Juan Guerra. Those things maybe gonna break a bit. And you know what? That's okay, because Shady Rays has a lifetime guaranteed warranty. Absolutely fantastic. You break it, you lose it for any reason. Bam, you let them know. They send you one. Absolutely fantastic. If you don't love your Shady Rays, you could exchange it for a new pair. Absolutely zero risk when you shop with them. Exclusively for you guys. You know what it is. We already say promo code PHNX. Boom. You already know. Use it. Get 50% off 2 pairs of premium polarized shades. Try it for yourself. It's rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. I'm one of those 250,000 people. That's crazy.
Also, Max, do you ever think about how you're one of 7 billion people in this world?
You're one of many.
I'm one of
many
what?
Things.
How many people? I think the world's now at 8 billion.
Did they hit the 8 billion mark?
Fact check me.
I thought for a while there we were going in a
how many
negative
people are on
7.888 billion.
That's in 2021, dude.
8.1 billion according to this one.
Oh, how many people are on the Earth? 8.045 billion. That's crazy.
Think about how many people are underwater too.
What? You can't tell me what? You can't
underwater swimming people.
What? Oh man!
I was thinking that was going to go in a much darker way.
I kind of thought too. Oh gosh. Don't even know how to transition out of that, but
it's a beautiful game, but it's even more beautiful when Max is buying beers.
If you are underwater in like a pool or having fun, you could be wearing one of our shirts. You
can be.
You can be wearing one of our shirts. I'm wearing our Slim Valley Reaper. Shouting out KD ahead of the Sun season, everything like that. It's a good time to get yours. All t-shirts and hats through this week. Yeah, through this week, $24.
That's not too convinced by that one, Max.
It was I probably should. It's either today or tomorrow. But yeah, $24 through this week. Go to phnxlocker.com to get yours. Gonna be an absolutely great time. We are not talking about the underwater people.
The underwater people are real.
Oh dear gosh.
I have to put up with this guy and then Jacob as well today, apparently.
Buddy, you are part of the circus. You do not act like you do not contribute to this. You are not holier than thou.
Circus.
We're not talking about
this.
We're not talking about Vegas.
Field?
We're not talking about Vegas. No. Yeah, I interviewed a llama. Yes.
He did interview a llama.
We're going to have some great content next week. I'm just saying
really
that.
are.
No, that is not the plot of The Little Mermaid. On that note, we are
She wants to not be an underwater person.
That's the opposite. That's the opposite. Okay, we're these kids these days, they don't know. Reese, you're done. We're out of here.
Max, what's your favorite Little Mermaid song?
Under the Sea, actually.
You got to kiss the girl.
No, Under the Sea. The way that this man,
get out of here.
The way that
Let's
this
get out
man,
of here.
the talking head, he's like, he's the girl. It's just looking like that. You had to see it, but on audio, it's good too. On that note, we're getting the hell out of here. Thank you guys for tuning into the PHNX Rising Podcast. Oh gosh, you guys already know where to follow us, but make sure to follow us on Twitter at PHNX__rising because double the underscore, double the shit housery.
Get us all.
Yep, you can follow me on Twitter at Max David Sims. You can follow Owen on Twitter at OJ Evans18. Oh dear gosh, you can follow Jacob on Twitter at Jacob
Jacob_Franklin4.
Yeah, I was gonna say Jacob_Frank4, but yeah, Janklin_Franklin4. Statlacky Reese on Twitter at Reese_11_.
Why isn't it just Reese11_?
Huh? Yeah, wait, that's a good question.
I tried looking that up earlier and it wasn't.
We're gonna take that and tweet some
yeah,
stuff.
it's just Reese11_. You've been saying it wrong this whole time, man.
He's never corrected me. He said multiple times it's double the underscore. I didn't know. My word. We've been following. Wait. Now, is
the
there...
quote from Statlacky Reese.
I don't know. Is There's not even a Reese_11_. We've been giving it to no one. We've been giving it to no one.
Right,
All right,
we move on.
All right, on that note, it's going to be fun. We will see you guys in person on Saturday. Until then, beautiful game, but it's way more beautiful when you wear sunscreen. Hey!